Thank you, Madam Chair, and permit me to appreciate the organizers of this conference for inviting Ghana to do a presentation on its efforts at sustaining cocoa production into the future. Cocoa plays a major role in Ghana's economy, and the sector contributed about 3% to GDP and 20% of total export receipts in 2014. It supports the livelihood of a lot of people in the cocoa value chain and provides about 2/3 of the total income of cocoa farmers. There's a production trend over a period of 15 years, including the 14-15 season, which is yet to end. We have about a couple of weeks to end. The histogram shows that from the year 2001 to 2001 and 2002, our production was below 400,000 metric tons. And it was at this period that some interventions were initiated. Basically, it was on disease control and pest control, as well as soil fertility improvements by giving farmers subsidized fertilizer. And the response was immediate. Production increased the year after, and it was sustained up till now. If you look at the production from 2008 and 2009 up to 14-15, which is even yet to end, we have a couple of weeks before it ends, we are doing an average of about 800,000 metric tons over the 7-year period, which means that since the interventions were started in the year 2001, 2002, we've been able to double production. So production has been, it's a little bit above 100% if you look at this chart. As I said, it's basically due to the disease and pest control and then the soil fertility improvement program. We have some challenges, and the major challenges as of now, the major challenges are basically the aging and overaged cocoa trees. About 23% of our cocoa tree stock are more than 30 years old. In fact, you can enter a farm and you find trees that are 40, 50, 60, or even 70 years old, which are unproductive. We have a challenge with pests and diseases, and the cocoa swollen shoot virus disease has infected about 17% of the tree stock. So in total, about 40% of our tree stock is unproductive economically. We also have a challenge of low productivity because if you enter a farm, in totality, we have only about 1/3 of the planting materials being of the improved hybrid stock. We have the problem of aging cocoa farmers. The average age is about 55 years and above. We have declining soil fertility, and there is the problem of illegal gold mining activities on cocoa farms. So our strategies to address these challenges are basically twofold. First of all, to increase productivity from the average of 450 kilograms per hectare to 1,000 kilograms per hectare. And the second one is to make cocoa farming attractive, to attract and sustain the interest of the youth. We have developed some specific programs and initiatives to address these challenges. And these are the cocoa rehabilitation program, cocoa pest and disease control, soil fertility improvement, enhanced extension support for farmers, youth in cocoa program, child education support program, research support, and rehabilitation of cocoa roads. Under the cocoa rehabilitation program and replanting program, these were initiated in the year 2011 to assist the farmers to rehabilitate and replant old, diseased and abandoned cocoa farms. In the current year, starting from last October, 14-15, we increased our nursery sites for producing improved planting materials from 27 to 87 sites, so that we get the seedlings closer to the farmers. And with this year we raised 50 million hybrid cocoa seedlings for free distribution to our cocoa farmers. Previously, we were doing an average of about 11 million seedlings per annum. So we've increased the seedling production level by almost 5 times. The program was so much oversubscribed this year that we decided that come 16-15, we're going to raise 60 million seedlings for distribution to our farmers. And this 50 million and 60 million seedlings that we're going to, with that we are distributing to farmers translates to about 40,000 to 45,000 hectares of plantation. And this is going to be done every year. And if we are able to do that for the next 10 years, we'll be adding about 400,000, 450,000 metric tons of new plantations. And in effect, we'll be replacing the old, diseased, and unproductive plantations that we have. With the nurseries, we do provide boreholes. We are sinking boreholes at the nursery sites to irrigate the seedlings and also to provide potable water for the communities. This best account for about 20% of crop losses. And since 2001-2002, we have been assisting farmers to control pests and diseases. From 13-14, we reviewed the program to make it more effective and efficient. And under the new arrangements, fungicides and insecticides are directly distributed to farmers. We also monitor the evacuation of the inputs to the cocoa districts. And this is done by the staff of Cocoa Board as well as the National Security Agents. At the districts and local level, we have established task forces that include farmers. It includes the chief farmer, the queen farmer of the area. It includes the opinion leaders of the area to supervise the distribution and usage of the inputs in collaboration with the extension agents of Ghana Cocoa Board. This arrangement has minimized pilfering and diversion of the inputs and has made farmers actively involved in the planning and execution of the spraying exercise. For the 2014-15 season, inputs worth about $120 million were procured to control pests and the blackboard disease. Subsidized fertilizers have been supplied to farmers since 2002, but from the year 2013-14, we decided that we are going to give the fertilizer to cocoa farmers at no cost to them. In the 14-15 season, granular and foliar fertilizer worth about $110 million were distributed to farmers. In this program, what we do is we send our agents to measure the cocoa farms, the productive farms, between the ages of 4 to 30 years. Farms that are over 30 years are not measured. And based on the size of the farm, the fertilizers are allocated for application onto the farm. For the younger plantations, 1 to 2 years, we do supply sulfur for ammonia fertilizers to the farmers to boost early growth. I must emphasize that these programs are being done on the old lands that had cocoa or arable crops, food crops. So we are not entering into new forests, and that requires that we help to improve the soil fertility of the soil for the sustainable and early growth of the cocoa. Cocoa Board provides free extension services to cocoa farmers. Between the period of 2000 and 2010, extension was taken away from Ghana Cocoa Board, and there were some challenges. But since the year 2011, extension has been given back to Cocoa Board to administer. And in the 14-15 season, the current season, we increased the cocoa extension districts from 41 to 60, and also increased the extension staff by 68%, so that we could reduce our extension staff to farmer ratio to enable the farmers access better extension education. Cocoa extension from the year 2011 has been operating under the public-private partnership, and through these various innovative programs to boost cocoa productivity has come up. I can cite the Cocoa Link program that was supported by the Hershey Company and piloted for a period of 3 years and now handed over to Cocoa Board, has become one of our flagship platforms for which extension services are delivered to our farmers. And this involves telephone, mobile phone technology where extension messages are transmitted to farmers on a timely basis. We also have the Youth in Cocoa program, which has been initiated to attract young men and women into cocoa farming. We have registered and are supporting about 30,000 young cocoa farmers with technical advice, improved cocoa seedlings, and agrochemicals. An annual award since 2012 has been instituted to honor and award the most promising young cocoa farmer at the regional, district, regional, and then the national level as a motivation for young farmers to enter into cocoa farming. We have this year started what we call the child education support to assist in the elimination of the worst forms of child labor in the cocoa growing communities. And this program seeks to gradually rehabilitate schools in deplorable states and also build new ones in deprived cocoa growing communities, so that after the parents have been sensitized on the worst forms of child labor, a school will be nearby for them to access education. We are also supporting research. The Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana, which has a research tradition of over 75 years, has intensified its work into the development of early bearing, high-yielding, disease and drought-tolerant cocoa varieties. And over here, we are receiving support from the Dutch government in collaboration with Cocoa Research UK, the Cocoa Growing Research Association of UK, Mars and Mondelez are supporting a breeding program so that in the very near future we'll come up with a cocoa variety that is tolerant to the blackboard disease, which, as I mentioned earlier, is a menace to cocoa production in Ghana. All trees in the seed gardens are being replaced gradually, and the World Cocoa Foundation's African Cocoa Initiative is assisting in the establishment of 50 new seed gardens for elite planting materials developed by Quick. The WCF Cocoa Action has already assisted Cocoa Board in cleaning its seed garden. There were some materials that were mislabeled, and through genetic fingerprinting, this mislabeling has been corrected. There is also the issue of rehabilitation of cocoa rows leading to the communities, cocoa growing communities are deplorable. So Cocoa Board has committed some funds in constructing and rehabilitating roads in these cocoa growing communities with support from our Ministry of Roads and Highways. For this year, the 14-15 season, an amount of $150 million was set aside for this purpose. And this is to help to evacuate cocoa from the hinterlands easily to the takeover centers, and also to open up the rural communities so that it will be attractive enough for business and for the youth to stay in there to do cocoa farming. At this point, I'd like us to watch just a 3.5 minute video on some of these interventions that we are doing.
About 80,000 metric tons. Presently, Cocoa Board is embarking on a rehabilitation program to address problems of low-yielding diseased and old farms, otherwise known as farmland. Early bearing, high-yielding and disease-tolerant hybrid seedlings are being supplied to farmers. The unproductive cocoa trees cover approximately 40% of the total support the youth who have embraced cocoa farming as a business. The Youth in Cocoa Initiative, another important intervention introduced in 2014, is aimed at breaking the cycle of having old farmers cultivate cocoa and to encourage the youth into cocoa production to increase yields and introduce modern trends into cocoa farming. With the cocoa farmers' age averaging 55 years, the need to introduce a younger generation into the cocoa industry cannot be overemphasized. To ensure healthy and productive cocoa plants, the community extension agents, CEAs, constantly interact with the farmers, both on their farms and at home, to ensure that the gains made in maintaining their farms are consolidated. In addition, farmers are supplied with free fertilizers under the Cocoa High-Tech program to address soil fertility issues and boost production. The Kodame program also supplies fungicides and insecticides to farmers for pest and black pod disease control. The application of these programs is closely supervised by the CEAs to ensure effectiveness. The difficulty in reaching cocoa growing areas has over the years been a challenge. The Cocoa Board Cocoa Rose project, where an amount of $150 million is being committed annually for the next 5 years, will help to make homes for all cocoa growing communities accessible in the near future. Cocoa Board is poised to continue to introduce programs to ensure sustainable cocoa production income.
So to conclude, Ghana will continue to be a reliable source of premium quality cocoa to the global cocoa economy. And Ghana Cocoa Board is therefore poised to roll out programs that will ensure the sustainable production of the crop to support farmer livelihood, cocoa producing communities, and the global cocoa industry. Thank you very much for your kind attention.